bit of singing, I think. Do a bit of singing and wake them up. I'm thinking Burning the Jets, this one, as it's like COVID madness, right? Where everyone's getting pinged on their applications saying, and politicians are taking lateral flow tests because they kind of feel a bit, not so good. So, they get COVID. Oh my God. They're going to save us, those politicians. They're going to nous enculer, as they say in French. They're going to fuck us up the arse. That's what they're going to do. That's what they are doing. They've created a nightmare. They've created a race of people who are weak. That's the reality. Apologists, like the guy on London radio. What's his name? James O'Brien. Talks crap, sanctioned crap all day to influence opinion. They've created a wave of weak people because a lot of people have been vaccinated once. Think about it. A drug that's, do I need it? No. Not if you're like reasonably good condition. Reasonably young, i.e. you're not 70. You don't have breathing difficulties. You don't have diabetes. You don't have a medical condition. You don't suffer from emphysema. You don't need it. They've given it to people, and millions of people have only had one dose of it. I think that one dose is it better than 2 doses? I don't know. The panic is that you've had 1 dose and it's like you are weakened. If you'd had, basically what I want to say is, if you hadn't had anything and you were a normal person, right? And I'm living in France and they're talking about vaccinating 12-year-olds. Okay, so let's just say you're 40 and you've had nothing. You're going to be okay. They are introducing into society a long COVID. I've just heard James O'Brien saying people are going to get long COVID. It's like, if you say to people, you can be ill, right? People will be ill. If you introduce an idea that there's a problem, you're going to have a problem. For years, we've had ME, right? And for years, it's been ignored medically. Where does it come from, ME? Does it come from a thing like coronavirus, from like SARS-CoV-2? It makes you feel lethargic. It makes you feel, it saps your energy, gives you diarrhea. We haven't got time for this stuff, okay? People have been ill with stuff like that for fucking ages, right? And life has carried on in a car crash way. Let's be clear, we are in car crash territory for life. We're disenfranchised, we are lost, we are going through great change socially. We live in times of massive inflation, in values being placed on things that aren't actually valuable, on things that are valuable being put in the bin. As far as coronavirus goes, experts, PhD, scientist, a good person, the sort of person that if you were before a judge on a charge in a normal time, you'd be happy to have as your character witness. These sorts of people are being, no, they're arseholes. She doesn't know what she's saying. She's a renegade. She's got an agenda. You can't trust her. Okay, I don't care if she's got a PhD. She has got a problem. So, all right, what am I talking about? I'm talking about BitChute, the alternate to YouTube that started up 6 months ago. You can go to BitChute, right, and you can watch this video, right? Where's the title? Episode 24, the COVID cartel. All right, 224. And I've got up to, I've watched 1 hour and 30 minutes, so you don't have to. The first 3 minutes, unfortunately, are la pub, publicity, and a bit kind of like amateur hour. But the guy is good, and he has a good first reporter on at the 25-minute mark, so you can fast forward to 25 minutes. If you don't want to hear about 9,000 people who are dead because of the vaccine, because I can't corroborate that. I don't know if that's true or not. But you can listen to the guy, the reporter, giving his report at the 25-minute mark onwards. Maybe it's 26 minutes. Then a lady from either Denmark or Sweden who's got a PhD talking about what's going on, how organisations, an organisation, basically get mankind vaccinated, has been set up in Geneva as an NGO, doesn't pay any tax, charitable status, access to high-ranking people, kind of like surrounded by Swiss secrecy vis-a-vis banking, lack of transparency. This organisation, Get the World Vaccinated, I forget the exact title, right? You can check it out yourself. Is on march in good old Swiss, and what are we talking about? We're talking about this guy doing a positive lateral flow test, and he's going to isolate. We're like kids. They're talking to you, not me, because I'm not falling for it, right? And don't talk down to your audience. I don't mean to, but you know, many people are going to watch this and they'll be like,
"Hi everyone. I just wanted to update you all that I've tested positive."
"Wow, that's terrible."
I was feeling a bit groggy
Jeez.
last night, so I took a lateral flow test this morning.
You know, people will swallow this up.
I'm now self-isolating at home with my family until I get the results of a PCR test. I'm grateful that I've had 2 jabs of the vaccine, and so far my symptoms are very mild. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank everyone that's been involved in our national vaccine rollout program.
It is
the best of its kind anywhere in the world.
Unprecedented and
yet,
unprecedentedly evil. What's going on?
And if, like me, you might feel a bit groggy, or you think you might have come into contact with someone who's positive,
take that
let's
test.
also take a lateral flow test too. If everyone plays their part, you're not only protecting yourself and your loved ones, but you're also safeguarding the NHS and helping to preserve our way of life. Thank you.
It is such bullshit. And the press are going, of course, the press just talk bullshit as well. It'll be like, well, what's going to happen? Is he going to resign? Should he, not is he going to resign, are people going to isolate? Are people going to do this and do that? And just waste time on something. The UK has got the highest number of cases in the world, right? How many people have died? How many people have died? I think last week it was, it's been reduced down, it was like 36. What's the age of those people that died? Do you know? I don't know. I'd like to know. If I read the papers online, I've got no idea. I've got to dig for it because the government won't tell you. All the government are just doing is that you've come into contact with somebody, you are in danger of giving somebody else social responsibility, you come into contact, isolate, creating complete chaos and nut job levels of delinquency, right? Government delinquency, not the people. It's delinquent behaviour. It's like fucking wild abandon, break everything, destroy. It's like anarchy. It's like controlled anarchy by the government. How to fuck society. And people are like, so many people invested in it in a way like they're hypochondriacs for a start off, or they're getting paid to just sit at home, right, and shield. Fucking shield. Oh, you know what? We should have done like Sweden, done nothing, stood alone, and said we're going to give the vaccine. We invented, the British have come up with AstraZeneca. Great. Give that to people who are vulnerable. Give that to old people. Give that to people with diabetes. Give that to people who are overweight. That's fine. You don't force it on people, right? You don't have government ministers going, "Oh, I felt a bit queasy this morning, so I did a check on a PCR lateral flow test and I discovered that I've got COVID-19, so I'm going to self-isolate for 10 days. What the actual fuck is happening? I am 57 years old, right? This video might not even make it onto YouTube, or it might last for a few days and then it will be taken down, because that's how fucked up things are. These guys, they are animals, okay? They are blissfully unaware. I'm going to end the video there because there's no point in me going on anymore, because it's like I've said a fraction of what I can say without a script, and probably get the picture. And if you don't, you can always rewind it like me, and I can go back and say, "Oh, I should have said that." But okay, so before I go, do I want to say anything? Me personally, I haven't had the vaccine. I'm in a situation in France where I look after somebody, and apparently I've now got to have the vaccine, otherwise I can't look after him. In the UK, the hysteria critical level and the level of fascism is not quite so elevated. Everything's a bit different, right? Everything's a bit décalé, as they say. In fact, a bit, you know, it's like a rung of a ladder. France, England, France, England, like that, right? You keep people guessing, you know. Nothing's quite lines up, right? Nothing's ever quite the same. So, like, a negative side of France is, whereas the UK would say, okay, if you're in registered care home workers have got to have the vaccine. Here, it's like anybody that looks after anyone, even if they do it on a voluntary basis, like your gran, must be vaccinated. And I'm not having it. And hopefully millions of other people are going to go out and say, neither are we. And we're going to stop this. This needs to be stopped. This money-making, power-grabbing exhibition of a train, of a process that's been planned and put in motion, has got to be stopped. We had 27% turnout vote for people for the regional elections in France. Generally, yeah, you're going to get the same for the presidential election, maybe a bit more. But who do you vote for anyway? Everyone's singing from the same hymn sheet, no matter who they are. Europe is, and Europeans, we were slaves, right? That, you know, divide and rule, Black Lives Matter, black people, slavery, the thing that come from America where there was actual genuine slavery. While there were black slaves in America and South America, Europeans were slaves to their white owners. White Europeans were slaves. Your forebears could have worked down a mine, right, when they were 8. So I'm tired, right, of the bullshit levels of society, the stupidity, where careless people make themselves preyed upon, an easy prey to manipulate, so that people who do the manipulating can disguise what they want to do and what they are currently doing. So get a fucking grip, please. Thank you.